Wow. Wow. Big shakeup in the NFL draft order, specifically with this selection. It's going to reshape how the entire draft plays out. I really do believe that. And a player who I think a lot of people had as their third, maybe fourth receiver on their board happens to be the first receiver to go off of the board. And it's crazy because Drake, the rapper, earlier today put on a massive money bet on Drake London to be the first wide receiver selected. And sure enough, Atlanta made that a reality. Eighth overall. The Atlanta Falcons, with the eighth overall selection of the 2022 NFL draft, select wide receiver Drake London out of USC. He's a big body target with really great hands, can create separation off the line of scrimmage, and was a high volume target receiver this past year for the USC Trojans. And I think this is an intriguing pick and one that does shock me a lot. Now, I think there are some concerns if he's going to be a player like Mike Evans, or if he ends up being a player more like N'Keal Harry, because we've seen some big, awesome outside target receivers really work in the NFL. And we've seen some that haven't. So this is a crazy selection. A lot of people looked at Garrett Wilson, Treylon Burks out of Arkansas, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson's Ohio State teammate, as probable guys I would go before Drake London on draft night. Of course, Drake London missed nearly half the season for USC this past year with a foot injury, and yet he still won Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year. I think this kid's a special talent. I really do. I think he's going to be more along the lines of the Mike Evans trajectory. I'm not sure if he'll, put up the numbers necessarily that Mike Evans has, but Atlanta was clearly missing a number one wide receiver, specifically with the absence of Calvin Ridley. And when you look at the reality here now, Kyle Pitts last year, Drake London this year, they're building a special room of talented playmakers with size, speed, athleticism, who can play outside, can play inside, can win off the line of scrimmage. And this is an interesting selection here. I'm pretty shook on this one, honestly. I just was not ready for Drake London to be a top 10 pick here in 2022, but we were very high on him all year long on the channel. I do think Drake London's a very good football player. I think the Falcons got a good one here with him. They had looked, there was some rumors about maybe a quarterback like Malik Willis, but it does look like Arthur Smith is very comfortable rolling with Marcus Mariota into next season, and we'll see exactly what the Falcons can do. They did get a big body target now for Marcus Mariota, the 6'4" wide receiver from USC. Drake London headed to the ATL. I think he's a really awesome wide receiver and someone who's going to be very, very productive in his NFL career. This is definitely the biggest shakeup from round one up to this point. If you guys are looking for more NFL draft coverage and more NFL draft grades, this is the place to be. So make sure you subscribe. For this, I would probably give it a B, maybe B plus. I thought, maybe a guy like Garrett Wilson, Treylon Burks would have made more sense here. And arguably you could have said maybe they should have traded down. Maybe they didn't have offers they liked. I'd give it a B or B plus. I do think that Drake London's going to be a very good receiver, though, in the NFL. Thanks again so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy, and we'll catch you in the very next Utility Sports video.